Ouch!
Ooh, is everything okay, Natalia?
Ugh, I just smashed my thumb with my hammer. I don't know why I ever thought I could do this. I was an insurance claims adjuster. Sat behind a desk my whole life.
If it makes you feel any better, I almost drove a garden spike through my own foot earlier today.
Oh no! Oh, it's not easy, is it? But it's worth it. Oh, thanks for letting me vent some steam. Speaking of which, I better get back to my forge. Look, I know coming to Fairhaven was the right choice for me. Maybe someday I'll tell you that story. It's hard for me to even believe it sometimes. Ugh.
What's wrong, Natalia?
The twins put bath bombs in my Slack tub. Again. I just finished cleaning it out from the last time.
So, the other day, I asked Kim if I could buy a couple of pints of pig's blood.
For what? Do I even want to know?
To make my Seton family blood pudding recipe, of course. But they got all grossed out. What kind of butcher gets grossed out on blood?
Maybe it's not so much the blood as the cooking it into a pudding. On purpose.
Hey, don't knock until you try it. Anyway, they didn't have any to sell me since there's no ranch here anymore.
Lena told me that you harvested the potatoes I bought the other day.
They were my first crop. I hope you made baked potatoes with tons of butter. Those are the best.
No. Vanessa used an air fryer to make non-fat French fries. They don't taste quite the same as regular. In any case, thank you for contributing to Fairhaven's economy.
I dared Emmy to go in Shelby's cabin when he wasn't around, but she was too chicken to do it. I wonder what he keeps in there. I bet it's something really weird.
I think that's just his home, Finn. And you shouldn't go in without being invited.
I know.
So what was the wildest thing you ever saw in the city?
Oh, I saw a rat drag a piece of pizza into a storm drain once.
That's not really what I was imagining.
Hey, how's school going?
Okay, I guess. If I tell you a secret, promise not to tell anyone?
Sure.
I liked the old Mrs. Soft better.
The old Mrs. Soft?
Yeah, Mayor Soft's mom used to be the teacher, but then she died and his wife took over. The old Mrs. Soft was really nice.
Mom's always going on about curfew. Oh, but please, I couldn't get in trouble on this island if I tried.
Your father-in-law just taught me how to fish. But I bet you're an expert by now, huh?
Well, not really. I get seasick, you see.
You could surf fish.
Oh, I wouldn't want to risk hitting Kai. You never know when he might take a wave all the way into shore.
Aw, who's a good kitty?
Lena's always stressed out when the kids get out for summer break, but I like it when they hang around my shop, and Finn keeps his hands off the power tools when I tell him to. Most of the time.
It's important that everything we put in the body be healthful to keep us in peak condition for climbing the mountain. But an occasional indulgence isn't bad. If you're craving something sweet, visit Angus's bakery. He only uses fresh ingredients.
Hey, how's farm life treating you, City Mouse?
It's, wearing me out, to be honest.
Then don't forget to stop in at my place. I've been working on spring cocktail flavors.
So, how long ago did you move here, Kim?
Just over a year ago. I like it so far. People here are more chill than I expected for a small island town. Some folks still get my pronouns wrong, but at least no one here calls me by the wrong name. I know, I'm setting a really high bar there, but, well, yeah.
So, did your babysitting experience prepare you for twins?
Oh, Tara, nothing prepares you for twins. At least they're not toddlers anymore. They don't try to put everything that's not nailed down in their mouths.
Hazel was so excited you were coming, it's all she could talk about. Why have I never seen you before now?
Oh, my dad and Grandma had a falling out. It's kind of a long story.
Hey, say no more. I know what it's like to be estranged from family. Well, I'm glad that they patched things up.
Going surfing today, Kai?
No way, brah. Look out there. It's totally flat. Can't wait to get some hurricane swell in the fall.
Amira, do you have bags under your eyes? Your skin is so perfect, I didn't think that it could manifest bags.
You can tell that I was out late last night. I have a friend I go see some nights, and when it's good, it's very good. But we're very similar, so when it's bad, one of us always ends up storming out. Last night it was me.
Last night, it took me an hour to find Juliet, and I found her just sitting by the lake, drawing. She didn't realize it was 10 p.m. already. That girl. She was born with a caul over her face. Did you know that? Worrying me from the moment she came into this world.
See, a bit of food is all you need when your energy is low, and then you're right as rain. For a while. You still need plenty of sleep. Even my cooking is no match for a good night's rest.
But Grandma, you're the one who should be resting. I don't want you troubling yourself to cook for me.
Ah, is that your way of trying to get my recipe book? Did Sophia put you up to it? She's always trying to get a peek at my recipes, but you can tell her they stay in the family. I hide my recipe book in the stove. She never thinks to look in there. Go on, try one.
Okay. Well, which one is your favorite?
I am quite partial to mushroom risotto.
My Helena was the teacher at the school before Vanessa moved here. There were a lot more kids back then, too, when the mine was open. But of course, Otto didn't want to be friends with the miners' children. Oh no, he was always trying to impress the owner's kids.
Just what we need. Hang on to those and you'll have a use for them in 2 shakes. Incantations are spells read aloud. They require vast amounts of magic and special ingredients at the time of writing them down, and are consumed when read aloud. But they make incredible change to the world. A lot of the most powerful spells are incantations.
Whoa. What do I need to do?
I like your spirit. The next step is obvious. Time for you to go fishing.
Wait, what?
Just any old fishing. You'll only catch what you need at the beach, which is south of Thomas's farm. You must catch me some squid. I've had a hankering for calamari for days now.
I thought you were teaching me to do these powerful spells.
I am the best way I know how. Pay attention. Go get me those squid. Go speak with Elder Hazel. She'll teach you all about the magic you'll need to write your incantation. Come back to me when you're done.
Have you ever thought about being the high priest?
Nah. I'm good at the prophesying and the muttering. Not so much the leading. Besides, there's all the paperwork.
Coven leaders have to do paperwork?
Sure, mounds.
You did a great job casting your incantation to get your wand branch. But actually writing incantations can be a touch trickier.
Yes, I gathered that I have a lot to gather.
It's not just that. When you write your incantation, you'll need to draw magic from the wellspring to charge it with power.
Draw what from where?
Didn't you notice the great big cauldron right by the circle?
Yeah, but I just figured it was for extra big batches of potions.
Oh, no. No. The Coven Cauldron is where we leave offerings for the wellspring, the source of all magic here on the island. Our task as a coven is to maintain the wellspring. We cannot draw more energy from it than we put in. I wrote the incantation you read before the Elder Tree, drawing from my magic reserves. But to craft your initiation incantation, you'll need your own. Go on and offer something to the wellspring. Over time, you will learn that it likes some offerings more than others. Try different things and see what happens.
Whoa, so now I can cast spells? Cool.
Careful. We must never draw more magic from the wellspring than we need. Our offerings keep it in balance.
What happens if it falls out of balance?
Nothing for you to worry about, my dear. It is all of our responsibility to maintain the cauldron, and we've never failed in my lifetime. Just remember to leave offerings regularly.
Okay, I will.
Good girl. Now, you'd better get to work on writing your first incantation.
Look at those beautiful squid. Good work, novice.
So, when you finish your lunch, can we get back to incantations?
No, these aren't for lunch. You need to make some nice black ink, and squid ink is the best.
You could have said so.
I just did. Now, you'll need a desk. Set it up in your sanctum. That's your basement. You wouldn't want anyone to happen on your half-written incantations. Once you've got your ink, there's a couple more things you'll need. Come back here, and I'll give them to you.
As with all common knowledge, witchcraft mythology is sprinkled with half-truths and outright fabrications. Cast any good incantation spells lately?
No.
Ugh, me either. I'm not very good at them. Potions, though. I'm a killer.
Am I ready for bed?
Oh, good. You're up. The mayor's called a town meeting this morning. We should get down there and see what he's making a fuss about this time.
Do you think it's some kind of trouble?
I really hope not, but I guess we'll see.
Lead the way, Grandma.
Follow me.
Settle down, everyone. Settle down. I've brought you together to discuss a very important matter. There have been very strange goings-on in our beloved town of Fairhaven. There is a force at work in our community, and I don't know who's responsible, but whoever they are, They don't have Fairhaven's best interests at heart.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
Me neither.
I've seen strange lights in the forest at night.
Yeah, and folks in robes and masks wandering around after sunset.
Yes! Yes, good. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wait, I'm sure there's a rational explanation for all this.
No matter the cause, we must ensure our town doesn't become a home for roustabouts and unsavory types. I ask all of you to keep a sharp eye out for signs of mischief. And if you see anything, report it to me.
Or me, if you prefer. I'd hate for anyone in Fairhaven to feel fearful.
Well, I never. Mayor Otto, soft on business. Soft in the head is more like it. Him and his fancy britches wife standing up there and casting judgment on others.
Uh-oh. You're even better than I thought.
He can't just tell people to spy on their neighbors, to be so afraid that they distrust everyone around them.
Maybe we could cast a goodwill spell to make everyone be nice to each other.
I wish it were that simple. But just because you can solve a problem with magic doesn't mean you should. Thomas could use some help on his farm. I know he's got an order of beans due, and he doesn't have enough plots going to make it in time. He's too proud to ask for help, though. Here, take these seeds. They should be enough to make the order.
Are these magic beans?
Oh, heavens no. But if you've got the means to give him a boost, it certainly wouldn't hurt.
Some people think Shelby is odd, and he is, but that's what makes him delightful. If you ever treat him with anything less than kindness, you will be hearing from me. After you hear from your grandmother, I'm sure.
All the small business owners here get a discount at my place, but Sophia gets a double discount. It's my way of paying her back for all the free food she makes me take.
Maybe I just don't have a good memory. But when I was little, didn't your farm look different?
Probably. I was growing more kinds of crops back then. That was right after my mom left the farm to me. I was ambitious in those days. Tried growing a little bit of everything. Now I grow what actually suits the soil.
If your grandma is anything like my abuela, she won't let you forget to eat. Abuela took offense if we didn't eat at least one full plate whenever we came over. Oh, one time, my sister's boyfriend said he wasn't hungry. Abuela talked such trash about that poor boy that she dumped him the next week.
Mrs. Soft has been so supportive since I opened my chapter here. I think she can sense the good I can do for the community. Fairhaven couldn't have a fairer First Lady.
Have you been by Kai's stall? He always has interesting things to sell. Some people never leave the place where they were born, but Kai's always ready for his next adventure.
Parker and Lena are wonderful citizens, so industrious. It's a shame their children don't take after them.
They're just kids. There's still plenty of time.
Maybe. But the number of places in Town Hall where those two have hidden whoopee cushions is obscene.
Every night I tell myself I should go hang out at Damon's bar, make more of an effort to, put myself out there. And almost every night I stay on the couch binge watching some show I've already seen 1,000,000 times.
Thank goodness I was born here and Otto can't make me introduce myself to everyone. Who has the time?
Sometimes Francis invites me to join him for a romantic beach stroll when he goes searching for pearls, but just look at me. I don't tan, I burn. Painfully.
Some people might not like having their shop right by the school, with all the noise from the kids, but I like being able to peek over and see Sebastian through the windows, just to check in on him.
Why does Shelby live in a cabin in the woods? My dad could build him a house in town if he wanted.
Maybe he likes living out in the woods.
No way. We rented a cabin one summer, and no one liked it. It was cold, and there were spiders, and you had to pee in an outhouse. I just think some grown-ups pretend going camping is fun to impress other grown-ups.
I want to go out surfing, but Kai says I need a wetsuit. Where am I supposed to find a wetsuit around here? See, this is why I want to move to the city.
So, why aren't you married?
Emmy, that's a very direct question.
Don't you want to be married? Dad and Mom have been married forever.
They've been married for 10 years, right?
Like I said, forever.
Lena told me when you guys were kids there used to be a movie theater here.
Yeah, I remember that. It only had one screen, so you just had to watch whatever was playing.
Oh, still, that was something. Sometimes I think about ordering a projector with my babysitting money.
You should feel free to come by the Consciousness Center anytime. I wasn't sure what to make of it when Messenger Connor first moved here, but it's chill. It's just about trying to be a better person.
Bruno's cool. He gets my love of the ocean, but by the end of the day, his stall gets pretty ripe, no lie.
Helena was such a great teacher. She really loved kids. Would have liked to have had more than just Otto, but sometimes the currents don't go the way you want them to.
Have you met Violet and Sebastian? They're the sweetest kids, and way too independent given their age. Since Gloria disappeared, I give them as much free food as they want, but I don't want to mother them too much.
Angus makes the best bread, even if he gives me a hard time for always leaving the first slice in front of the door of my house.
And why do you do that?
Oh, it's just an old superstition my dad taught me. It's supposed to appease the house elves. Of course, I don't believe in any of that. Not really. Messenger Cameron says that the first step in climbing the mountain of consciousness is leaving behind old beliefs that no longer serve you.
I think I have everything we need.
Now, I've written down the recipe here. Head on over to the stove. Give it a try. Did you know I grew up in the city, too? This farm was my Aunt Vivian's place. Oh, she was a firecracker, that one. Ran it all on her own. She never did marry. Said she had no use for a husband. I think she left a lot of broken hearts in her wake, though. How are those beans for Thomas going?
They are not ready yet, Grandma.
Well, just keep watering them. They'll come in time.
Gotcha! Oh, quick!
Got one.
Is it time for bed? Oof. I should get myself to bed earlier today. Here you go, Grandma. Here's your mushroom risotto.
Oh, thank you, honeybee. It smells wonderful. But you made enough for yourself, I hope.
Grandma, I've been thinking about my childhood memories of your garden. Just bursting with veggies in every color. I think we could bring it back to the way it was.
Are you sure? That's quite a bit of work.
What would we need?
Well, for it to be enough to feed us and turn a profit, you'd need to build a bunch more garden beds. That means keeping a compost bin so you can get a whole lot of good soil to fill them. And you'll need to chop some wood to make the beds.
Okay, I'm on it.
Don't forget to eat. Your father used to eat like a horse whenever he had to do farm chores. In fact, I made him a big batch of stew when he came to visit.
Was it weird seeing Dad after all this time?
Ah, he's still my boy. Always will be, even if he's in a temper. He's stubborn, just like his pa. I'm glad he came. And I could tell he was too. And now you're here. What could be better?
Good morning. I've had an inspiration.
Uh-oh. When people here get inspired, that somehow always means more work for me.
You got me. Of course, I know you're busy, what with their farm and taking care of your gram, but I've been looking at old blueprints of the mine, and I think Parker could fix it up for you. Nothing to it but some new wood supports and some stone to build back up the rubble wall entrance. Anyhow, if you do get it fixed up and dig out some good iron ore, I'd be happy to smelt it for you.
You're right. That does sound useful. I'll get to it.
You've got a lot going on, but if you ever want some moral support, come by the Consciousness Center. Everyone there is really nice.
Great job. Now we just need to fill it with weeds and let it work its magic. Then we can start making garden beds.
Hey, do you like seitan?
Excuse me?
Seitan, like the meat substitute?
Oh, that stuff. It does taste pretty good now that you mention it. Why, have you suddenly gone vegan?
No. But I was thinking maybe Thomas will stop giving me the stink eye if I sell some chickenless nuggets too.
Do you care what he thinks?
No way. I just don't want to lose sleep over petty drama. The real problem here is that I don't have any wheat gluten. If you and Hazel are growing wheat this spring, could I have some?
For money?
Haven't you heard of paying in exposure? Joking. I'll pay you, of course. If you need wheat seeds, I think Lena sells them. Have you met Juliet? She comes by here a lot. I don't mind. There's not that many kids in town for her to relate to.
I'm getting the sense that Emmy and Finn have quite the reputation. Is it deserved?
Look, they never prank me, but that's because I treat them like humans and not little menaces. Also, Lena's kind of my big sister, so I'm kind of their cool uncle. And you don't mess with the cool uncle.
This may sound funny, but the bar stool on the far left is my favorite. That's where Giacomo sat the first time he walked into my diner 15 years ago. He and Marcus, Lena's father, were supposed to be talking about something serious. Oh, but Giacomo only had eyes for me.
Oh, man, the pollen is killer today, and not in a good way. I'll be glad when it's summer and I can give my inhaler a vacation.
I didn't know you had asthma.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as when I was a kid. My mom used to hover over me every time I sneezed.
Every time I think I've finished all my patients' insurance paperwork, I find more. Our insurance system is almost bad enough to drive me out of this field. Almost.
I think every community needs a place to gather.
Well, what about Damon's bar?
I mean, healthy place.
Violet mentioned that you helped her source some of the blooms for my order. Thank you. They were charming.
Sure, it was no trouble at all.
You just got here and you're already helping out your new neighbors. I think that's just lovely.
Most of the time, I don't mind the twins, but they have like an energy level of an entire busload of kids. It would be cool if they could bring it down a notch, you know?
Mom sometimes calls Cameron's consciousness center una truffa. But not when Parker or Angus are in the diner.
I know it's not technically Otto's fault that my dad isn't mayor anymore, but sometimes I think I should just move my shop so it isn't right next door to town hall. Having to watch him do his self-important walk by my windows every morning is tough.
I don't tell my folks back home that I joined the League of the Conscious Mind. My mama worked all week, but she still dragged me and my brother to church every Sunday. She would not be pleased.
I gather that my grandma doesn't think much of the Consciousness Center either.
Yeah, well, that's Hazel. I get it. If I were her age, I wouldn't want to hear life lessons from some young newcomer either.
It's raining!
Yeah, it's nice. I don't have to water my crops.
Yeah, and there's puddles. Last time it rained, I made a bigger splash than Emmy. But Mommy wasn't even proud. She said I just got my clothes muddy.
Finn thinks the woods are haunted. Not me. I'm not scared. But Mom doesn't let us go in the woods by ourselves anyways.
think I've walked you through the tricky bits? This here will explain the extra bits you need. Once you have them, go and write it at your newly made desk. Technically, this isn't an incantation. This is just a piece of paper with some mumbo-jumbo on it.
Well, then what's the difference?
When you go home and write this on your freshly pressed paper, hold the offering in your other hand. That's your thistle. You must concentrate on every word as you write it. You'll know it's working if, as you finish, the offering has vanished and you feel some of your magic is drained away. Then the page you've created will be an incantation. You should take it to the High Priestess when it's ready.
What does this incantation do?
That's not for me to discuss.
Hi, Farseer. Seen anything interesting lately?
I see a witch who ought to be tending to her cauldron.
Okay, nice chat.
You should have everything you need to create the incantation at your desk in your sanctum. Just make sure you got enough magic.
I'm sleepy.
I went by that newfangled church, the Consciousness Center, or whatever you call it, shortly after Cameron moved here. He's a nice sort of fellow, and I think he means well. But he's not terribly bright, unfortunately.
Grandma?
I know the poor man can't help it. I just hope he doesn't cause too much trouble around here.
My watering can is already full.
They say spring is a time when love is in the air, but the only thing in the air around here is smoke from my forge. Yeah.
Angus gets annoyed at me for ragging on Cameron, but I can't help it. I mean, look at his pants. He looks like he's about to go join a street gang in a Broadway musical.
Oh, how lucky you stopped in. I've got an awesome Seton family mushroom pierogi recipe just waiting for potatoes and mushrooms.
I thought you were Scottish, not Polish?
Oh, Mom's side is from Poland. Although we did try filling them with haggis once, which I would not recommend. If you can help me out, I'll give you a cut of the sale price and some carb-loaded goodness to take home. Francis gets a bit restless sometimes and wants to take the ferry over to Milkwater for some culture. He says the only culture I care about is my sourdough starter.
It was very kind of you to humor my father, but don't worry, you don't have to waste your time fishing.
I don't think it's a waste of time.
Oh, well, enjoy all the, bracing smells that come with a fresh catch, then.
Have you met Shelby yet? He lives in the woods. He may seem a bit unusual, but he knows a lot about wild plants.
I'm so glad Sophia has her cafe just around the corner from the Consciousness Center. Counseling my members doesn't leave me much time for cooking, and my culinary attempts tend not to go too well.
What you doing, Finn?
Avoiding my mom. She's mad because I accidentally locked her out of her e-reader and she had to reset it to factory settings. But she shouldn't make her password so easy to guess.
You came here from the city? That's where I'm going the minute I turn 18. I can't wait.
I like Sophia. She always gives us free snacks after school. Unlike some people who own bakeries that I could name. But I won't. But if I did, the first part rhymes with Fang, and the second rhymes with bus.
I babysit the Johnson twins sometimes. I don't even know where their mom goes. It's not like there's anything to do around here.
Do you ever go by Damon's pub, Vanessa?
Oh, I step in on occasion, but Otto really prefers to spend quiet evenings at home.
Really? Well, what about like a girls' night out?
Well, no one's ever invited me to one, to be honest. I guess it could be fun.
If Giacomo was from Italy, what was he doing here 15 years ago?
Oh, he was a friend of the Dells. Marcus met him on a trip to Italy. Funny, Giacomo never mentioned why Marcus was visiting, but I guess you don't need a reason to visit Italy.
Look, I love Kai, which is why I said he could be my roommate. But if he leaves one more damn wetsuit on the wood floors, I swear, I will have to choose violence.
I was supposed to go back home for my family's Lunar New Year dinner a few weeks ago. My mom's side makes the whole thing out of everyone coming home. But I didn't want to deal with it this year.
It's cool that Lena and Parker let their kids roam around town. My mom was so overprotective when I was little. She wouldn't let me play outside half the time. I think that's why I can't stay in one place for very long now.
Hey, Lena. At the till again?
Well, I have to be. Since my dad retired a few years ago, it's just me running this place. Parker helps when he can, but he has his workshop. Sometimes I pay Sebastian to help me restock the shelves if he wants new grip tape for his skateboard. But otherwise, it's all me.
Damon's let me stay on his couch when I've been in my cups a bit more than I should. His place is nice and all, but he's got chicken bones everywhere. No wonder Kim's butcher is always out.
Allergy season makes me wish Damon's mother was still here. Having a pharmacist handle everyone's medication took so much off my plate. But Kaya got the chance to work at an amazing clinic in South Africa, so I can hardly blame her for leaving.
Should only take a day or so. You want to know the truth? When I first came here, I was more nervous about meeting Hazel than I was about meeting Lena's dad.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Marcus was her dad, but I could tell Hazel's opinion really mattered to Lena. We're going on 10 years and 2 kids, so I must have said something right.
Oh, such a good cat.
Try to not blow off any arms or legs while trying out new spells. It's harder to stay in secret society that way. Ooh-wee! Good job! You've made your first incantation. Usually you can just cast your incantations any time you please. But for this one, you'll need the whole coven. Now take this over to the High Priestess. She'll tell you what to do.
Have you the incantation for the initiation right?
Yes, it's ready.
Good. Initiate Terra, give the incantation to Elder Hazel. She must be the one to cast it.
Here's the initiation incantation, Grandma.
Honeybee, before we get started, I have a gift for you. This has been in our family for generations, and it is our custom to pass it on at the time of initiation. Go ahead, try them on. Oh, like all before you, they fit you beautifully.
Oh, I feel taller.
Yeah. That was done during my Aunt Vivian's time. She was a bit on the short side and wanted to appear more regal. So she spelled the robes. Then the other witches got jealous, and we might be magical, but we're still human.
Elder Hazel, Initiate Terra, take your places for the rite. Initiate, you seek new knowledge, but with it comes a sacred duty. Who brings forth this initiate to join our coven?
I do.
As the great wheel turns, so must we take our part, here where our ancestors stood before us, and where others will follow.
Enter our circle, for this is the hour. A fair haven witch comes into her power.
I feel weird, but in a good way. You are ready. Return tomorrow and we will continue your training.
time for bed.